So here's our chart, right? So today is actually the 15th of November. It's a Sunday, so markets are closed. So this is the best time I like to analyze the markets. So this is how we simply do it. We come there for our indicators. We put our VP range. So I don't want to be disturbed by a lot of numbers. So I'll just make this number. It doesn't matter. As you can see, I just put a big number. I want to see. Okay, let me just round off my numbers. I want on my numbers rounded off. I'll be using the minute bars, blah 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 blah. Okay, everything else is fine. So there it is. Oh, okay. So I need to change one more thing. I like my volume profile inside my window, inside, left inside. Yeah, there it's left inside. So I like my volume profile inside, just like that. So let's look at this region over here. So I will just have to move our volume profile. You double click these lines. These are range lines. You double click them. As you can see, we've got this sideways movement from there to there and break downwards. So this is the region which we want to analyze. So let's just zoom in a bit there. As we analyze this region, the point of highest volumes is one of these two. So I'll just take this one there. So I'll just put a horizontal line on it. So price came, touched there, and it went up by 8 pips and came down by 16 pips. So if you're using take profit of about 15, usually it's preferred to use take profit of 10 pips, 10 pips stop loss, 10 pips take profit. So that is the recommended for the 30-minute time frame. However, here we're in the 1 hour time frame. Let me just shift this and we go into the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so we're in the 30-minute time frame. There it is. Sideways movement there. Price broke down. Price retraced back, came, touched. It went up by a total of 8.8 pips, which if you're using take profit of 10 pips, your stop loss will be somewhere there, and take profit would be 10 pips. It would be a profit. This trade would have ended in a profit. So for some people, they might say that as you can see from there to there, this was an uptrend. This was an uptrend. So when the market came down, it retested these volumes here. So some people would prefer to actually start from there. Right. So our point of highest volumes actually becomes this line, and as we can see here, this market level has been tested at this point here. It has been tested. So market came up, it tested these volumes, and it came down. So when it comes again to this point here, we do not trade retest. Our stop loss is 10 pips. As you can see, it has 9.7 pips spread will hit you, and you'll lose this trade. So even though if you're using a zero spread account, you will end up in profit. If you traded the second retest, which is highly against the rules of the system, you would have ended up in profit. So that is how it's done. So if you look at from there to there, this is actually sideways. Okay, from there to there, this is actually sideways movement. Let me just put, and which had this as the breakdown, the downtrend. So we analyze these volumes. A point of biggest volumes is one of these three. So one of these three, that one, right? So if you had actually taken that one, you notice that your bar wouldn't have reached. I just need to see which one it is. Let me just increase that. Increase that. Okay, so it's increased. Our point of highest volumes is actually these two. They're actually equal, right? So if you had actually taken the lower one, you notice that you would have entered through what people call a sniper entry. Market respected these levels. As you can see from there, price reacted beautifully, went up. Let me just change this and put it there. Market went up. Even the secondary test worked, though we never traded the secondary test, right? But we'll then look at another type of a setup where we would have actually have traded this trade, where we'll be using this candle in a lower time frame, because this is a rejection. Price went up, prices were rejected, price came down. So this is actually a rejection. Watch the video on rejection. It is coming soon. Just like this one here, this is also a rejection. Price up, price down. This was a serious rejection. And also this could be macroeconomic news. So I don't like trading news, so we don't trade news. Let me pick another currency, something without the US dollar, because there were elections. Let's say Euro GBP. Euro GBP, right? Select Euro GBP. There it is. Okay, we've got a sideways movement there. From there to there, we've got sideways movement. So I'll just have to move these lines. Sideways movement there, and price broke down, forming a downtrend, and volume and highest volumes are found there. Price has actually not touched this level, as we can see it. So what do? I actually have faith that when price comes and touches this level on the Euro GBP, the price level is 0.90011. We're expecting selling activity when price touches this level. The date today is the 15th of September. Price is currently at 0.89668 when markets closed. So when markets open, I'm expecting a sell activity at this level. Now, because this is the Euro GBP, I will not be using 10 pips stop loss due to this is it's more volatile than the Euro USD. So I'll be using an approximately of 15 pips stop loss and 15 pips take profit, as I use 1:1 ratio. So let us look for something which actually, where the markets actually behaved. Okay, so we've got this movement over there. We've got this side movement. So it breaks down to downtrend. Okay. Okay, we've got our points of biggest volumes. We drag our line there. Points of biggest volumes touched there. So I think this one would have lost it, because I think that's more than 15 pips. Oh, it's 16 pips, so we would have actually lost this trade, and it went down by 20 pips. We actually lost this trade. We will have lost this trade, but you get the idea, right? If we were using a more centralized market where we're using real volumes, things would be better. But currently I do not have a provider for real volumes, Do not have a provider for real volumes. I forgot my account, so I'll need to recover my account. I need to recover my account for real volumes for brokers which actually provide real volumes. Some of this, this is we actually be looking at stocks of forex futures of points of highest volumes. There, price reacts in what we call a sniper entry. Beautiful reaction, right? We analyzed this, which broke down into downtrend. Another point of sideways movement. We've got this sideways movement here, though the markets yet seem to be too volatile. I don't like this. I don't like it at all. So let's just observe while the market behaved. These levels. Okay, let me change something in my settings because I need to see my point of control clearly. I need to see my POC clearly. Median, wait, point of control line, maximum color, right? So I'll change this into white. Can I see white actually? The black is, screen is black. Okay, let me change this into a color which I won't have trouble seeing, which is red. Then I'll have to change my lines from red. Close. So let me just move that. Okay, so my point of control, my point of highest volumes is at the red line, which I've just moved my line. And as we move, we notice that we see that the price came, it reacted to our level. It reacted to our level and went up by just 10 pips. And as I said, that on this one I like to use 15 pips, which means that I would actually have lost this trade. I would have lost this trade. But let's just zoom in. Right, as you can see as well, closing in, our point of control dial was not changing. Now the point of control is now up there because it's now looking at this. Ideally, we're supposed to use this up to somewhere there at the up to the end of the trend. So here's another one. We've got a sideways movement here. We've got sideways movement here, which broke down from there. Price went up by 7 pips, then price dropped down on 20 to our take profit. So this would be actually a perfect reaction. That would have been a one trade. This is market rejection. We'll make a video about that later on. Same as this is also market rejection. We'll make a video, this one which I've just highlighted, it's also market rejection. We'll make a video about it later on. It's one of the, so here we're actually back testing, if you actually notice. So here is the sideways movement from there to there, breaks down. So let us grab our 2, put our 2 there. So point of highest volumes, it's where our red line is located there. So we move this one. There. As you can see, sniper entry again. I doubt that our stop loss was hit here. Right, so it's 15 pips. Okay, it actually doesn't even go to 5. It doesn't even go to 5 pips. And beautiful reaction. It actually drops how much? It actually drops 50 something pips before it retraces again, just by analyzing these volumes which were not tested. So yeah, that's it. So let's just open another currency. Maybe let's say GBP JPY. I've never opened this trade, so I'm not sure if it will open. Oh, okay, since I'm connected. So now we've moved, the chart is at the beginning. The chart is at the it's the 28th of August, so the chart will need to update itself. Right, so I need to go to the end of the chart. Okay, the chart has updated itself, so I need the chart to come and analyze. You notice that here it breaks down, so I need to actually to get my 2 lines. So my two lines, this one I'll just say properties, and I'll just move them to date. Right. Okay, so that's a glitch there. I was supposed to pick a date which is actually on the chart. Today it's a Sunday. It's hardly never on the chart. Today is the 15th. So I'll just put the 13th. There it is. So also here I'll just put the 12th. So the point which I want analyzed is this one. As you can see, we've got a beautiful line there. So I actually draw a level there. So we notice that price here, this was actually a support which was broken. So here it became a resistance. So we're expecting it to be a resistance again. Let's just check in the history. You see that it was resistance. Let's check in the history. Okay, let me just do this such that when I scroll back in history, I actually don't look at the chart, but actually follow my wanted price level. Okay, price was actually below this level for a very long time, so this could actually be a strong level where we expect the sellers at this level to actually to defeat. Okay, there we see a break, price support. It has a resistance here. It's not that strong of a resistance. Okay, but yeah, guess we might have a good resistance. So we're expecting price to come back, hit there, drop down, and we'll be in profit. Also, we notice that we've got this sideways movement there with the highest maximum volumes being that red line. So I actually expect price again. You see here we've got strong support of this level, so this will actually be a better entry point as compared to the previous one. So as you notice, price hasn't actually returned back to these levels. So actually these are actually signals given to you on the 15th of November 2020 by yours truly. So let us look at this side movement there, which broke up into an uptrend there with the highest maximum volumes being the red line there. So we bring our long red line, price comes, reacts, touches it, reacts perfectly, moves up by a total of 24 pips. What is our stop loss? This is not even if it was 15 pips or 10 pips, price went down by about 8 point something pips, so we'll be in profit. Just look at the time from there to there. Right? Doesn't matter how long it takes. Markets have good memory. So this is actually volume profile trading. This is the first trading strategy, volume profile trading strategy, which I'm actually showing you. This we're using accumulation, as we stated earlier on, where we need to see a consolidation, breakdown or break up into one direction. When price returns back, we look for a point of control, which here it is shown by my red line. As you can see, my settings, they are there on the screen right now. My settings are there on the screen right now, where the red line basically represents my point of control. So if we actually change our mode steps into a smaller number, let's say for instance 100, you'll actually see this blue line, the mode, right? As you can see, there it is. So by the red line, it's actually a mode of that particular cluster. So the mode actually is based on those clusters. So for others, when they are trading this, when price comes back down and touches this cluster, they trade. So when price came here, they would have entered a trade, though it would have gone into a loss. When price came again here, they would enter a trade, though it would have gone into a loss. And when price came here, they entered a trade. Now it would depend on your stop loss and your take profit, but it went up by 26. So if you're using 15, it would have been a profit. If you're using 10, it would be a loss. You notice the third one, where our point of control, the one which I trade, ended up in profit. So here we'll be having 1, 2, 3, 4 trading possibilities. For me, I'll be having one. Right. So there is what I do, and there is what other traders do. So it's all preference. It doesn't mean that what I do is the right thing, it's the wrong thing, doesn't matter. Okay, let's view this one. We've got our point of control there. Notice prices and comes. So at this level here, I'm expecting prices to go up. So we notice that this level there, it was a resistance. So resistance becomes support. So you might actually expect it to become a support there. So let's just go back in history and see. Okay, we notice that this is actually looks like it's a good resistance support. This right here, I think this was macroeconomic news. It was on the 9th of November. It was on the 9th of November. I don't know. I don't follow news. I just know that when there is news, I don't trade. So there's also this level there. We notice market respected it. When market came down, it touched it, it respected it, and it went up. We notice this one, the market didn't quite respect it. It would have gone down and hit our stop loss. We notice that here we've got a cluster but no mode, so we won't be trading that. For those of you who like to trade, you won't be trading this, won't be trading that. So the number of trades which you win are quite high. So we've got this beautiful side movement which breaks up into an uptrend. So here we might actually have another signal. I actually don't know how many signals we've actually given out in this video, right? So the red line, the point of control, is always a signal. So this one, we notice that here price went up from our point of control, right? Price went up, price came down, retested these levels there. So this trade level becomes null and void. So here would have actually made a loss, comes down here, becomes null and void, you do not enter. But those who use limit orders would have entered right there in sniper entry, because most of the time you won't notice, because due to how I trade, set and forget. Once I set a limit order, I forget about it. I never come back and I never delete it, except when there is news. I forgot to delete mine when there was the US elections. So most of my trades were activated due to the weakening dollar. That's what happened last week for these couple of days. So we notice that we've got a very big point of control there. You notice price came down. So this one is actually a sideways movement in a higher time frame. So we can actually disregard our 10 and 15 pips stop loss take profit and actually aim for something higher. We notice price here actually fell for something like 21 pips. So in this situation, most of the time would be on higher time frame, something like H4 or the daily time frame. So as I usually don't trade this currency, I'm making a video out of it. I don't trade this currency, so as you can see, my charts will take a little bit longer to load. So okay, it is loaded. As you can see, that's a sideways movement. Price went down and reacted beautifully to it. So let me just do this, do that. I need to delete some of these, hit delete, so deleted my arrows. That was, we had a sideways movement there. So it doesn't matter what type of time frame we're using, whether it's the minute time frame, hour, whatever. Sideways movement, price breaks up, comes down, enter, depends on your take profit, stop loss. But as you can see, we've got a good reaction. Let's go and look at this downtrend. There we've got this price level, price comes there, higher time frame. If you don't close your trade here with this retest and leave it, as you can see, it runs into a loss. That is why I do not trade second retests, only trade the first retest. So we've got this one there, price enter, sniper entry, price drops down beautifully, right? So basically, I don't know why they call this the volume profile, but maybe it's the fact that it uses volume profile. Rather, I'll call it the sniper entry specialist, because as you can see, they also beautiful reaction, profit. It's this simple to use, right? So here I'm just using accumulation, breakdown into a trend. I put, so we've got accumulation. Let me just put a rectangle there. So we've got this region, right, where we notice that we've got accumulation. From our accumulation, we've got breakdown into a downtrend. So that is the area we trade. Accumulation, you set it up and set up where your trend ends, or even halfway through the trend, because I trade where there is the accumulation. Pick your end, identify your clusters, or use the indicator to tell you which is the point of control by actually giving it a different color, just like how I did it. It tells me where the price is at. I set my limit order there if I trade the limit order, or I set my alarm just below the price there. Before the price gets there, I set my alarm, and it's that simple. Volume profile. So what's up, guys? This is Dandazi. We will be looking at volume profile. So you just hit the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, hit all, and you will be taught, and we will go through volume trading, volume profile trading in ways that you haven't seen before, and we'll be providing you with signals every week. Take care.